Hello my dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a question that I received from one of you via email. And in a nutshell, this is the question. Is it okay to cast spells or to use magic to influence someone else? A viewer emailed me asking for advice because they want to influence a relative to get a job and stop constantly asking for money. So let's explore this idea together because this is such a juicy topic and it touches on some of the deepest Hermetic principles about manifestation and how we interact with the unseen forces around us. So before we jump into the ethics of influencing others, allow me to tell you about my first manifestation experience, and I think these examples will explain the thing a little bit better. So back in the day when I first started practicing this kind of stuff, I wanted to prove for myself that manifestation is real. So my intention was to manifest 3 purple crystals on command, because if I succeed, then I would believe that this kind of power actually exists within us and is not just some story out there. Anyway, so I did all the things that were necessary for the manifestation, and the first crystal that I manifested appeared in a really weird way. I was in a one-to-one meeting with my boss at the time, and when I sat in the armchair in the meeting room, there it was, an amethyst crystal just sitting next to me. Like, how? Did someone accidentally leave it there? Did I create through my ritual a situation where someone lost it? But yeah, so that was my first manifestation. The second crystal manifested on the street. So I was walking and boom, there it was right in my path. Again, I think that someone must have lost it. So if we look objectively, logically at these 2 manifestations, right? 2 conscious people unknowingly were influenced by my thought waves, creating ripples in the substance of reality around us. Now let's talk about the third crystal, because the third crystal came as a gift. So I got this third crystal as a gift for a special occasion. So basically someone handed it to me as if it was always meant to be mine. Do you see what is happening here? Every time I try to manifest something, basically it involved other people. Their choices, their actions, their lives were influenced by the energetic waves I sent out. So when people say, oh, magic doesn't affect others, you don't have to do spells that affect other people. When I hear that, I understand that they haven't really explored how the unseen currents actually work. So you see, you always influence other people, whether you are aware of it or not. Let me give you another example. At one point at my current job, I was like super bored at my job. The tasks were repetitive and I felt like my skills were wasting away. So I wanted to be moved to another team, specifically the backend team, to work on automating tests there for toolkits and APIs. So I visualized it, I performed a ritual and set my intention clearly that I want to be moved to that specific team. So within, I don't know how much time, but it was a pretty short amount of time, my manager called me and we had this one-on-one meeting. Seems like these meetings are like a sort of magical gateway for me. Anyway, so she told me that her manager decided that they needed someone exactly in the team that I wanted to join because the previous team member was being reassigned because that guy told these people that he is bored with that specific project and he wanted to be moved somewhere else. Coincidence? I think hardly. So in this case, my intention rippled through the collective consciousness of my workplace, aligning circumstances to create the change that I particularly desire. But again, this wasn't just about me. So my ritual affected other people, okay? Affected my manager, affected her manager, and even the team member who had to leave their post for something else that he desired. So they all thought they were making logical decisions, but those decisions, I think they were influenced by the waves that I sent out. And of course, it was for the benefit of all involved because I got what I wanted, that team member was as well bored and he got what he wanted. And these managers, I think, took the best decision for both of us to go in projects that we were most comfortable in. So this brings us to the fundamental Hermetic truth that we are all connected. So whether you are walking down the street, talking to a friend, or sitting in meditation, your thoughts and intentions interact with the collective field. You are constantly collecting thoughts from other people and they are collecting yours. Some of those thoughts might feel like your own, but they are not. They are borrowed, influenced, shared. The difference, I think, between a regular person and the magician is simply awareness. A magician knows they are connected to this psychic web and chooses what to give their attention to. When you focus on something, you amplify it. When you ignore it, you let it fade away. So that's the real power, basically choice on what you decide to focus on. Now back to the viewer's question. So you want to cast a spell to help your relative get a job so they will stop asking you for money. Here's my take. If your intention, I think, is to help them grow and become self-sufficient, then sure, cast the spell. But do it in a way that benefits everyone involved. Okay, so you can add a clause to this ritual of yours, like which may sound like for the highest good of all concerned. But I believe that before diving into magic, you can resolve this whole situation by having an honest conversation with your relative. I mean, you can call them and say, no, I can't lend you money anymore. And sometimes clarity and boundaries work better than spells, in my opinion. And the last thing is that you have to understand the ripple effect. Any spell that you cast will influence other people, and that's inevitable. But remember, they are influencing you too, whether you realize it or not. The key is to act from a place of clarity, from a place of compassion, and of course, aligned intention. So, as final thoughts, is it okay to cast spells on others? The answer is, it depends on your awareness and on your ethics. Magic, you see, is like a fire, it's powerful, it can be transformative, but it's neutral. It's neither good nor bad, it's all about how you use it. If you feel the need to stir, for example, the astral waters and help your relative find a job, then do it. But just remember that you are already influencing people every day, spell or no spell. The question is, Are you doing it consciously and with purpose? Or are you letting basically the current drag you along? Because that's the true difference between a magician and everyone else. And also, this is not a new thing. I think even Neville Goddard said this in one of his teachings, that magic will manifest in a natural form. If you want something, someone will come along the way and help you with it, because we are dealing with the material plane. We deal with natural laws. So something will happen that will appear natural, okay? So maybe if you cast a spell on this relative of yours, maybe you will see a change in them, like they will start to get motivated to go about and to get a job. That's it for today, my friends. Remember, your mind is powerful and your intention actually shapes the world around you. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and have a good day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.